Danny Fogarty from the AtHomeWelder.com, and today we're going to answer a question from one of our At Home Welder community members. Now, today's question comes from Herman, and it's about pre-punch channel. It's a great question. It says, "Hi, I'm building a wall railing using pre-punch channel. The thing is the wall is curved. So how do I go about curving or bending the pre-punch channel that I have?" This is a great question from Herman, and it's a great question because I know that a lot of you, if you've ever tried to bend pre-punch channel, knows it doesn't work. You can't even salvage the metal. It completely screws it up, and you have to throw out the metal, wasting you time and, more importantly, money that you don't need to waste. Now, because I love pre-punch channel so much, because it saves so much time in the designing and measuring process, I've actually come up with a way to be able to bend the pre-punch channel, no matter what size channel you're using. And today, I'm going to show you what that process is. You're going to love it. It's really easy, and all you need is a grinder. Alright, so here's the lowdown on what we're going to do. So all you need is your grinder, and you need a cut-off disc. Now make sure that you have a cut-off disc, not a grinding disc. Now yes, you can do some cutting with grinding, but the problem is, here, we'll get this disc here. See, this disc is actually, it's pretty thick, right? It's like a 1/4 inch thick, and sometimes, I mean, they're a little bit thinner, but what you want is the cut-off disc because it is very, very thin. Because what we're going to be doing is we're just going to be cutting a notch out of one of these little walls here. We're just going to cut that little notch out. And we don't want to cut too much because we're going to have to come back and do a little bit of welding here. So I think you can see what we're going to be doing is we're going to be cutting notches out of each one of these, which is going to allow us to pull this in and actually get our nice smooth bend. And the thing is not taking out too much, because when you take out too much, then you're going to have to start doing a lot of extra welding, a lot of extra cleaning, and that's not what you want to do. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to cut one little notch out of each one of these walls. Just a little bit notch. And I'm going to try to make it a little bit thicker than the width of my cutoff disc, simply for the curve that I'm trying to make. Now, of course, this is going to differ depending on the size curve that you're trying to make, but my curve isn't too tight. So I'm just going to put a little bit of extra pressure, pushing to the sides a little bit, just to kind of grind off a little bit of extra that wall. So let's get to it. Alright, so now that I got my lips in it, all I got to do now is just pull this thing together. Beautiful. Now what we're going to have to do is just weld up the sides here. See, I'm putting a little extra pressure on there. So I'm going to pick this up and put a little pressure on it. You can see I have my nice, beautiful curve there. Just beautiful. Now all we need to do is we'll keep putting the pressure on there, and then we'll come in and just tack weld these, keep them in place. Alright, so this is it. You can see we have a nice curved piece. It's very nice and smooth. Perfect curve. I love it. Now, of course, if you have a tighter curve, you're going to have to take out larger notches, and you might just have to abandon using punch channel altogether. Remember, this isn't something that you can do in all circumstances. If your curve is really tight, you're just going to have to bite the bullet, use regular channel, pay to have someone to roll it. But this saves you having to do that when your curve isn't too tight. Now, one more thing for you to consider when taking out these notches is sometimes it's going to make you actually have to cut your pickets to the right size in between your channel. And I'll show you what I mean. I think I'm fortunate enough on my curve to where I actually still have enough. Yeah, see, I still have enough play in there to be able to fit my 1/2 inch picket in here. But if I were to take it out any more, I wouldn't be able to do that. I wouldn't be able to slide it in. The good news is you can still use these as your spacers. It doesn't change the spacing, it just changes the size of the hole. So you can still use these as your spacing, you just have to cut your pickets exact every time to fit in between your two pieces of channel. Alright, so that's it. Perfect curve. Herman, I hope this answers your question. And I tell you what, Herman, when you use this technique, I want you to take pictures of your job and I want you to post them. Send them to us. Put them on the King Facebook page, put them on the At Home Welder Facebook page. Love to see them. Show off your work, buddy. All right, that's it. Now, if you have any questions that you'd love for us to answer in one of these videos, go ahead and leave them below in a comment, and we will answer as many of them as we can. Love answering your questions and being able to show you exactly what to do. So that's it. I'm Andy Fogarty from the AtHomeWelder.com, and if you like these videos and you want to learn more beginner MIG welding tips and tricks, come on over to the At Home Welder. Sign up for MIG Welding 101. Going to give you the 5 cornerstone techniques of MIG welding and give you weekly updates on great MIG welding tips and tricks like this to save you time and money. That's it. See you next time.